Welcome to Experience Points, a less formal setting where I just kind of sit in a chair and talk about some of my points of experience, if you will, of games that I've been playing through and other stuff that might interest me. Today, I'm going to answer the question that's been on the tip of everybody's mind. Tip of the tongue of everybody's mind. People's minds have tongues? I don't think so. But what they do wonder is, what does SuperDerek think of Breath of the Wild? I know nobody's waiting to hear this, so I'm going to keep it short. Breath of the Wild, I've been playing through it. I sank 170 hours into it, and honestly, that may be part of why the new .hack review isn't fully fleshed out yet. I am still working on that. But Breath of the Wild, I was able to play on my Switch, which I got for Christmas, and I was able to take that on business trips, and as a result, I don't have a whole lot of footage to show you guys, but what I do have, I will be playing throughout the review. I've done almost all the side quests I could find. I've got all 120 shrines. I've done the DLC, Ballad of the Champions, the Master Sword enhancement, which was super tough. There's awesome DLC for the game, and I'm really excited and happy for the fact that I actually spent the $20 to get the DLC. If you have Breath of the Wild, I do recommend picking up the DLCs, because I always felt like once you get the Master Sword, it felt a little nerfed, and it feels less so having completed the first DLC. And the Champion of the Ballads, the Ballad of the Champions DLC is a lot more fun than I probably would have at first expected, especially after getting over the pretty steep difficulty of using the special weapon that it gives you, where you kill everything in one hit, but anything that hits you will kill you too. That was tough. Long story short, I've done almost everything that there is to do in the game, except for hunting the 900 Koroks, which, no, I'm not gonna do that. But everything else has been super fun. I've really enjoyed finding the shrines and completing the puzzles within them. Some of them were kind of easy. Some of them, I don't know if I found the technically correct solution. I just found solutions that worked, because that's how these shrines work. The game kind of just gives you these tools for you to use in any way that you see fit, and that is really fun. And I've said this to a few people, and I know that this is an way overused analogy, but Breath of the Wild feels to me like a mix between a Zelda game, a Skyrim game, because of that sense of exploration and being able to just go anywhere, and a little bit of, bear with me, a little bit of Dark Souls. And I don't mean that as in, oh, it's super tough, but what I mean by that is you have to worry about durability of your weapons, because you're always running out of weapons. The parry mechanics, the dodging out of the way mechanics, you actually have a jump button now, which is awesome, and the combat is a lot more difficult than what you might at first expect from a Zelda game. And it will kick your butt, especially at first. Eventually, as you get better armor and stuff, it becomes less difficult. But a lot of the tougher fights in the game against like the Hinoxes, the Lynels kicked my butt so many times. But the overall game, a little more difficult than you would have expected. And I like it. I like it a lot. And I don't want to say that it's super difficult, because even Dark Souls 1 wasn't all that difficult, but it feels like the mechanics are more rigid but fair, and I think that's kind of why I have that analogy built in my mind right now. Sense of exploration, though, just like I said, really reminiscent of Skyrim, where I'm just wandering around. I don't want to really get into the mechanics too much, but I do want to say, I'm not sure if I've already said it, the game feels like the first real iteration forward since Ocarina of Time for the Zelda series. Don't get me wrong, I love every Zelda game I've ever played, including Skyward Sword. But I feel like after Ocarina of Time, every console version of Zelda that has been released since just sort of reused the formula that was established within Ocarina of Time. And this one feels like it actually broke the mold, and we're seeing progress again in the development of the Zelda franchise. I'm really excited for this new direction. I don't know if this direction is going to stay the main focus of Zelda, or if they're going to go back to the Ocarina of Time style. I kind of suspect... Actually, I don't have a clue. Now that I think about it. No idea. Nintendo has really been throwing curveballs lately. So, Breath of the Wild, 170 hours, a lot of fun. Played the DLC, that was fun too. If you like Skyrim and Zelda and Dark Souls, you should definitely play Breath of the Wild. It's a lot of fun. If you are a big fan of Dark Souls, don't get your hopes up because it doesn't play that much like Dark Souls. I can't stress that enough. And you don't really have like the ability to like steal a bunch of stuff like you do in Skyrim. So if you play Skyrim because you're a klepto, you probably won't really get that same feeling from Breath of the Wild. But if you're all about that, just getting lost and exploring and, coming across things just tucked away into every corner of the world, Breath of the Wild is definitely for you. And I'm really looking forward to any new DLC that comes out. Anyways, this is long and rambly. I'm going to cut it down, and I'll see you guys next time.